So in today's video, guys, I'm going to be showing you the best controller settings here in Battlefield 6 Season 1. We just got the Battle Royale and also some new stuff going on here in the multiplayer side. But these settings, it's going to make your aim on point, you're going to be winning more gunfights, and just having a better time. So if you guys are new and find this video help you out in any way, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel with noties on, and let's get into it. Now, I always like to mention this before we get into our settings here. It does not matter what controller you're playing on, and it doesn't matter what console you're playing on. As long as you're playing controller on Battlefield 6, your aim is going to be a lot better. You're going to be more consistent with your gunfights. You're going to be getting more kills. Your KD is going to go up. I promise you here. Now, if we start with our controller settings here, we are going to press triangle here, and we have our controller settings. And we're going to start with our infantry aim sensitivity here, which I have mine on 50. Now, the problem is a lot of you guys that are constantly going through settings videos, constantly changing your settings, you're not getting used to sensitivities. You're not getting used to certain settings. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are watching this video, put your infantry aim sensitivity on 50 and do not change it. It's not too fast, it's not too slow, it is in the middle. It's perfect for snapping on targets, looking around very quickly, but it's not too fast. Now for my field of view, we are going to put this at 115. Do not max out at 120 because there is a chance of delay. It doesn't matter if you're on console, it doesn't matter if you're on PC, there's still a chance, and your eyeball is not going to be able to tell the difference between 115 and 120. So go ahead and throw that on 115. If you need help with anything on Battlefield 6, U4GM has you covered. They offer legit and fast services such as leveling up your guns and account and helping you with any hard challenges in the game. On their website, they also sell XP codes, rare skins, and items that you can buy, and you can go use code PARA for 5% off. Now, keep your vertical aim ratio on 56. Now, one thing that we're going to be doing here is you're going to turn your uniform infantry aiming off real quick, and then what you're going to do is go all the way down here to our zoom settings, and you're going to turn off your zoom, transition, sensitivity, smoothing. You're going to turn this off. Once you turn this off, go ahead, go back up here to the top to the infantry aiming, and you're going to turn that back on. So go ahead and do that. Now what that's going to do, it's going to make your aim assist not feel as strong, and it's not going to be sticky. So it's going to feel a little bit more free, but you still have that aim assist feel to it. So your aim is sticky still, but it's not too sticky to make it more rough. So if that doesn't make sense, I mean, just copy that down. Your aim assist is going to feel a lot more smoother, and going into your gunfights and everything, you will kind of feel what I'm saying. Now for our zoom coefficient here, we are going to drop this down to 100. I found this to be the best. Again, it is going to make your aim assist and everything not feel as strong, but if you want to just keep it at default, if you don't want to change anything there, just keep it at 178. Now for infantry aim assist, our aim assist slowdown, and our zoom snap, we are going to put this on 85. Now again, going into the aim assist, it's a little bit strong in this game. Too strong, it makes the controller just feel really weird. I want it to feel free, and I want it to feel really smooth. So I dropped it down just a little bit, and I'm not going to lie, my aim has been way better since my last settings video. So go ahead and copy these down at 85. Now, for my infantry aim input curve, I do have this on Battlefield 4. This is personal preference at the end of the day. I just went ahead and changed this since the beginning of the game, and I even did that in the beta for Battlefield 6, so I just kept mine at Battlefield 4. Our stick input acceleration preset is going to be at standard. I've been hearing a lot of people on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, and everything saying standard is the best one, and make sure that you have your acceleration at 0. Now, we are going to skip the movement just because we don't need to change anything there, and then we are going to go to our zoom settings here. Now, again, make sure that you do have your zoom, transition, sensitivity, smoothing. Make sure to have that off. Go ahead and turn your uniform infantry aiming off. Put this off, and then go back to the uniform infantry aiming, put that back on, so that's going to be off. But you're going to have your infantry zoom aim sensitivity at 75. So what this is going to do is when you aim down sights, everything gets a little bit slower. It's easier on your tracking. It does make that aim assist feel a little bit stronger with having this lowered. I like to have this just because I like to track my targets a lot, and I mean, I just feel like it helps me win more gunfights. And what I have done here also is for my 1 times all the way down here to our 4.5 times, I have this on 75, and then from 5 times to 10 times, I just kept it at 100 if I'm going to be using a sniper. Now, we're not going to change anything else, and what we're going to do is back out here, and we're going to go down into our infantry passenger control mapping here, and what we're going to do is make the left analog stick a lot more sensitive here with our running. So what we're going to do is find sprint here, we're going to click X, and it's going to make us bind a control on this bind here, and what we're going to do is just press up on the left analog stick like if we were just moving up. Now, what this is going to do is make it easier to start a run, so it's going to be easier on your left stick. You're not having to mash it down, you're not going to wait wear it out or anything like that. So we have our dead zones that we're going to fix, and we have this. It's going to make our left stick more sensitive, so your left analog stick is not going to break. So make sure to have that on. That's very important in my opinion. Now we are going to go down here until we find our control tunings here, and we're going to make sure our vibration is off. Everything in this game causes a vibration. If it's a door bashing, your gun shooting, explosions, everything in this game causes a vibration. I don't want you to be in a gunfight, and I don't want your aim just to go all crazy bad just because of your controller vibrating. So go ahead and turn that off. Now your adaptive triggers for your zoom and fire, go ahead and put this at 0. Now for our left stick dead zone, we are going to put the center dead zone at 2 and our axle dead zone at 10, and we're going to have our max threshold at 75. So this is going to be easier to activate movements with your left analog. So the left analog isn't going to take as much pressure to start a movement. I like using this on Battlefield, Call of Duty, any first person shooter that I'm really playing that involves movement. So this is very helpful. Now for my right stick, I have my center dead zone at 8 and my axle dead zone at 8, and then we have the max threshold at 100. Now I do have a little bit of drift on my right stick, just I guess I dropped it or something like that, but so I do have this a little bit higher, but I will say if you want your aim to be a lot more snappier and make the controller feel more smooth, I would go ahead and drop that down just a little bit. But if you have any drift, you are going to have to bring this up so your controller isn't auto looking around or anything like that for you. So I have my, again, the center dead zone at 8, axle dead zone at 8, and the threshold at 100. Now for our controller L2 and R2 button dead zones, we have the L2 dead zone at 0, the max threshold at 100, the R2 dead zone at 0, and then the threshold on that is 100. You're not going to change the threshold, but again, it just makes the triggers on your controller a lot more sensitive for your aiming and shooting. You know, having these on 0 can literally make you win more gunfights, no kidding. You might have that fast reaction time, but your controller might not be just as responsive. So putting these at 0 is going to make your triggers a lot more responsive and react faster. So you're definitely going to see more gunfight wins just with the setting here. Next here, we're going to jump into our graphic settings. Now, we're going to have the performance preset on performance. It's going to make our gameplay a lot more smoother. It's going to make you play better, and I'm not going to lie, the quality is already good in this game. So we're going to just not worry about quality. We're going to make our gameplay smoother. Again, it's going to make you play better, so have that on performance. World brightness, we are going to drop this down to 40. I feel like the game is too bright, so we're going to turn that down, make it a little bit darker, which is going to help out a lot. Our sharpness here is going to be 75. We're not going to put it any higher because the game will look too sharp, too grainy looking. We do not want that, so this is going to make the game look nice, sharp, and clean, and that's what I like. Again, we have our field of view. We're going to put this at 115. Weapon field of view, we're going to have this on wide. It's going to make the weapons look smaller, and also this is a good thing about this. If a weapon has any recoil, visual recoil, or muzzle flash, it's not going to be that bad just because of the weapon looking smaller. So that's a little trick, and that's why I like using my weapon field of view at wide. Now for my weapon motion blur, world motion blur, and camera shake, we're going to put this all the way down to the left. Our game's not going to look, the game shaking or the camera shaking isn't going to be that bad. We have no blurriness, so this is going to help the quality, and it's going to make the game look a lot better, so I like to have that on. Reduce sprint camera bobbing, we're going to have that on. And then for our chromatic abrasion, vignette, and then we have our film grain, we're going to turn this off as well. It's going to make the game look a lot more clear and everything like that, and that's what I like. Now for our interface and HUD settings here, we are going to go to our advanced settings, and what we're going to do is go to our minimap size, and we're going to put this on large. We want to be able to read the minimap. You want to be able to see when people are shooting at and everything, especially in the Battle Royale, so make sure that your minimap is the largest as possible. And I'm going to be honest, that's really the only thing that you need to change in here. Now, if we go back down here, there is also one thing that I want you to change, and this is going to be your crosshairs and indicators. Now, we have our crosshair opacity. We're going to keep this at 100. The crosshair intensity, we're going to put this on 75. The crosshair color here, I do have it kind of as like a lime green, a green yellow looking one. We're going to be able to see in the dark areas. We're going to see it in bright areas. That's why I like using this. We are going to have the crosshair thickness on the thickest as possible so we can see the center dot of the screen. This is going to help with your centering. And then we have the infantry crosshair projections. We are going to turn this off. You do not want your crosshair or your crosshairs to change. You do not want them to move. The projection on this will make it change and move and everything. Do not have this on. Now for our hit indicators, I like to have this on just because I like to know when I'm hitting my targets. I have the intensity of the hit indicator at 75, my hit color at yellow, and then we have the kill color at red. I like having that right there. Our hit indicator number sizes are going to be at large, and then I have my infantry damage color at red and the vehicle damage color at white. So I didn't change anything that besides the infantry damage color to a brighter red, so again, I can see everything. And then we have our audio settings here last. Now, the only thing that I'm going to tell you to change in the volume is the music volume. The only thing that I like to hear is gun shootings, explosions, and operators talking. So the only thing that I changed is the music volume, which I did turn it all the way down. And then we have the controller speaker volume. I did turn this down as well, just because I do use a headset. For my configuration, I have the sound system at headphones. If you're using earbuds, if you're using IEMs, if you're using a headset, have this on headphones. And then the audio mix, put this on War Tapes Valve. You will literally hear everything. Gun shooting from areas, the certain direction, footsteps below you, behind you, above you, how many people are running. You can hear how many, literally individually, how many people are running. It's super broken, but honestly, that is it. That's all you need to change here. I do hope these settings help you. You know, we do have the Battle Royale now. We do have a lot of new content here in multiplayer, so copy these down. Let me know what you think about them. If there's anything that you changed, let me know in the comments. But again, I hope these settings helped you. Thank you guys for watching. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.